Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we shall discuss the concept of characteristic equation, eigenvalues and the eigenvector. So the problem of finding the eigenvalues and eigenvector of a given square matrix is called a eigenvalue problem. Eigenvalue problem occurs in a wide range of applications such as vibration theory, chemical kinetics, stability of equilibria, buckling of structures, convergence of iterative techniques, and the system of coupled differential equations. So what is characteristic equation? So let A be a square matrix of order n, where A may be a singular or a non-singular. Then the matrix A minus lambda I, where lambda is a scalar, is called characteristic matrix, where order of I is same as that of the matrix A. This is called a characteristic matrix. When we write the determinant of this matrix equated to 0, then we get a characteristic equation. The another form of characteristic equation is determinant of lambda I minus A equal to 0. Characteristic equation is also called secular equation. The roots of the characteristic equation, that is, this is the equation in lambda, so the values of lambda are called eigenvalues or characteristic roots or latent roots or the proper values of the matrix A. If we have a non-zero column matrix X such that Ax is equal to lambda x, we can write Ax is equal to lambda x as, in another form, Ax is equal to lambda x is written as, so we write Ax minus lambda x is equal to 0. We will take x common, so what is left? A minus lambda only left according to our logic, simple logic, but here we have to write it as lambda I because this should be a matrix. Okay, so it is A minus lambda I is equal to into x is equal to 0. So Ax is equal to lambda x can also be written as A minus lambda I times x is equal to 0. Here x is a eigenvector or a characteristic vector or a latent vector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda. Now let us see some of the important remarks about the eigenvalue, eigenvector and characteristic equations. So this equation forms a non-homogeneous system of equation and it will have a non-trivial solution only if determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0. In corresponding to n eigenvalues, we will have n linearly independent eigenvectors. Okay. So in case of equal eigenvalues, the linearly independent eigenvectors should be obtained. Let us see what are the properties of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So sum of the eigenvalue must be equal to the trace of the matrix A. What is mean by trace? Trace is sum of elements of principal diagonal. The next is product of eigenvalues of a matrix A must be equal to its determinant. Then if we have k number of eigenvalues for a matrix A, then lambda 1 raised to m, lambda 2 raised to m, lambda k raised to m are the eigenvalues of A raised to m, where lambda is a positive integer. If lambda is the eigenvalue of A, then 1 by lambda is eigenvalue of A inverse. The next is if lambda is an eigenvalue of an orthogonal matrix, then 1 by lambda is also its eigenvalue. If determinant of A is equal to 0, then one of the eigenvalue must be 0 and vice versa. That is, if one of the eigenvalue is 0, then determinant must be 0. The next is if A is a diagonal matrix or upper triangular matrix or lower triangular matrix, then the diagonal elements of A must be same as that of the eigenvalues of A. Then A and A transpose must have same eigenvalues because a determinant can be expanded by the rows and columns. So therefore they should have the same eigenvalues. Then A minus Ki has the eigenvalues lambda minus k for any scalar k, and alpha A has the eigenvalues alpha times lambda. Now let us see some important definitions. the set of eigenvalues is called spectrum of A. For example, if for a given matrix we have the eigenvalues as say lambda equal to 1, minus 3 and 5. Okay, so therefore the set 1, minus 3, 5 is called the spectrum of A, and largest eigenvalue in magnitude. So what is largest eigenvalue in magnitude? It is 5. So 5 will be called the spectral radius of A. Okay, now if A is a square matrix of order n having n linearly independent eigenvectors, then a non-singular matrix B can be obtained such that B inverse AB is a diagonal form. The matrix B so obtained is a eigenvector matrix and is called the modal matrix. So therefore, what is modal matrix? So modal matrix is, suppose if we have 3 eigenvectors x1, x2, x3. So modal matrix is nothing but this set of the matrix of these eigenvectors, that is x1, x2, x3. This will be called a modal matrix. I hope these concepts are clear to you. Now let us solve the first example on eigenvalue, eigenvector and modal matrix. So find the modal matrix B corresponding to the matrix A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 2 and verify that B inverse AB is a diagonal form. So according to the procedure which I have told you, we will first find out characteristic equation. So before solving this example, let me tell you what is the procedure to solve any example, what should be the flow of the calculation. So it is, first we will write the characteristic equation. It is given by determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0. Then solution of characteristic equation is the eigenvalue, which are the values of lambda. Then from eigenvalues we will get eigenvector. So next we find eigenvector. After getting eigenvectors, we can write easily the modal matrix, which is B. And then from modal matrix we can get a diagonal form of a given matrix, which is B inverse AB. So this should be the flow of the calculation, right? Okay. So here in this example we want modal matrix. So we will start with a characteristic equation. It is determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0. Now how to write A minus lambda easily? So what we do, from a diagonal elements subtract lambda. So 1 minus lambda, 2 minus lambda, whereas remaining element as it is. So that is 2, 3 equal to 0. Simplify this determinant and get the equation. This is called characteristic equation. So one way of getting the characteristic equation is to simplify this determinant directly. There is one more way, alternative way, which is given by, as it is 2 by 2 matrix, so we will have lambda square minus s1 lambda plus determinant of A equal to 0, where s1 is equal to sum of diagonal elements of A. Now diagonal elements of A are 1 and 2, so add them. So 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Next we find determinant of A. So solve this determinant. 1 into 2, 2 minus 3 into 2, 6. 2 minus 6, that is minus 4. So put the values over here. We get lambda square minus 3 lambda minus 4 equal to 0. So these are the two alternative ways in order to simplify this determinant. Okay. Now solving this equation, this is a characteristic equation. Solving this, we get the two values of lambda. The power of lambda is 2, so we should have two values for lambda. That is lambda equal to 4 minus 1. These are eigenvalues of A. Now let x is equal to, this will be always a column matrix and it should be non-zero. Then only it will be called a eigenvector. Now here how many elements we should include? So whatever be the number of rows in a given matrix A, that many elements should be over here. So here the matrix A has 2 rows, so that's why here we should have 2 elements, x1, x2, with the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalues lambda, such that A minus lambda I times x is equal to 0. Substitute A minus lambda I. We already have A minus lambda I in the determinant. So write these elements in the matrix sign notation. So it is matrix of 1 minus lambda, 2, 3, 2 minus lambda, x1, x2 equal to 0, 0. Let us simplify this matrix, multiply these two. So what we have 1 minus lambda times x1 plus 2x2 x2 equal to 0, and 3x1 plus 2 minus lambda times x2 equal to 0. This is equation number A. Now put here in this equation one by one the value of lambda. We are interested in finding the values of x1 and x2 for each value of lambda. So put lambda equal to 4 in equation A. Lambda equal to 4, we have minus 3x1 plus 2x2 equal to 0 and 3x1 minus 2x2 equal to 0. If we observe these two equations carefully, so these are nothing but one and the same. That is 3x1 minus 2x2 equal to 0. So here we have only one independent equation in two variables. In such case, when the number of variables are more than the number of equations, the system of equation has infinite solution. Hence we assign the extra number of variable an arbitrary constant value. So let x2 is equal to a constant. So from this equation 1 we get x1 is equal to 2 by 3 times x2, which is a. Now for a particular value of a as 1, we have x1 as 2 by 3 and x2 as 1. So therefore we can now find out the first eigenvector, that is we will denote by as x suffix 1 is equal to x1 is 2 by 3 and x2 is 1 for lambda equal to 4. In the same manner, we will find the value of x1 and x2 for lambda equal to minus 1. So put these values in equation A. Lambda is minus 1. We get 2x1 plus 2x2 equal to 0, 3x1 plus 3x2 equal to 0. Simplify this, so these two equations are nothing but similar to the x1 plus x2 equal to 0. Again same situation arises where number of variables are more than the number of equations. So has infinite solution. So extra variable, for one equation we need only one variable. So this one is extra. So let this be assigned an arbitrary constant value. So let x2 is equal to b. So b is a constant. So therefore we can get x1 is equal to minus x2, that is minus b. Again for b is equal to 1, we have x1 as minus 1 and x2 as 1. So as we have obtained x1 and x2, so we can get the eigenvector, say x suffix 2 is equal to minus 1 1 for lambda equal to minus 1. Okay. So as we have obtained the eigenvectors x1 and x2, so therefore we can write easily the modal matrix, which is a matrix of eigenvector. So it is 2 by 3 1 and the second x2 is minus 1 1. So this is the modal matrix. Now next we want to find the diagonal form. So for this, let us first check whether the inverse exists or not. So find out the determinant. Now determinant of b is equal to, it will come out to be 2 by 3 into 1 minus of 1 into minus 1, that is plus 1. So 2 by 3 plus 1 is equal to 5 by 3. So inverse exists as it is not equal to 0. How to find the inverse? So b inverse is equal to adjoint of b upon determinant of b. How to find adjoint? So just change the diagonal elements and change the sign of remaining elements. So interchange diagonal elements and change the sign of remaining elements. So this becomes plus 1, this becomes minus 1. And 1 upon 5 by 3 is 3 by 5. Okay. So we have like this b inverse. Now find out b inverse AB. So substitute b inverse A and B. Now first we will multiply these two matrices. Okay. You know very well how to multiply the matrices. So it is 1 into 2 by 3 is 2 by 3 plus 2, that comes out to be 8 by 3. Then 1 into minus 1 plus 2 into 1 2. So minus 1 plus 2, it comes out to be 1. Like this we will have this matrix. Now again multiply this resultant matrix with the first matrix, you will get the matrix, this one. Now multiply by 3 by 5, take this 3 by 5 inside. So 3 by 5 into 20 by 3 will be 3 cancel, then again 5 1s are 4 are, so 4 0 0 and minus 1. So this is the b inverse AB. Now one thing that one must note here is that the elements of the diagonal form are nothing but the eigenvalues. Eigenvalues in this case is nothing but 4 and minus 1. You can see here, these are the values of lambda. Whatever will be the elements in the diagonal will be nothing but the eigenvalues, 4 and minus 1. Okay. So I hope this problem is clear to you.